this video is all about my favorite men's fragrance discoveries of 2023. Every year I've got a few that I love, but this year was quite abundant in the new fragrances that I absolutely fell in love with, and these are it. First fragrance that I discovered this year and I love it. It's Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Parfum. I already love the original, but I also love this. It's a new release and I'm so glad I bought it because it's so good. It's fresh, it's super manly, it's got a nice powdery vanilla base that makes it stay around forever. And it's also got a bit of this iris quality to it. I think it does have iris. I don't know what the notes say, but my nose loves iris and I pick it up everywhere, and it definitely has a little bit of iris, and it's got this aquatic, really intense depths of the sea sort of character to it. I love this line, it lasts, and this fragrance is like a winner. They've released it and I was like, yeah, you could both own the original and this, and they are different scent profiles, so you could own them both and wear them for different occasions. So I love this one though. Next one of my favorite discoveries this year. I mean, I'm in love with the scent, I'm obsessed with it, and it's in my intoxicating fragrance list because it's literally intoxicating. It's Pistachio from Sospiro. Favorite Sospiro fragrance. Now it's for sure, like, I was on the fence, but now I'm like, favorite Sospiro fragrance. This is so good. It's sandalwood, it's smooth, creamy sandalwood, but it also has this bit of marine aquaticness, a bit of that shower gel-ness in it. I believe it has got patchouli in there that makes it have that depth of the sea, earthy spiciness to it. It's just so magnetic, really good. And I know that people compare it to Gris Chanel, but I would say it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. This, to me, like, if I took the Extrait version and this, completely different fragrances. This is, I would say, more sexy. The Extrait is a bit more, I would say, formal, spicy, oriental. This is manly, sexy sandalwood, just really good and really intoxicating. Love this to death. Next, one of my favorite discoveries. It's not for everybody, but I personally love it. It's Lineage from Amouage. This scent, man, it's so striking. I mean, you can't miss somebody who smells like this. Like, you smell this man and you're like, whoa, I have to talk to him. He's interesting. Like, what is even the fragrance he's wearing? It's so attractive. It's so different. It's really capturing. This is this weird citrusy, sparkling, fresh fragrance, but with this plasticky leveriness to it. So, like, you have to smell it to get it. I promise you, it throws your mind for a bit of a like, whoa, this is so interesting, so good. Freshie, this is such a unique freshie, really good. I just love what Amouage does because it just makes me like think. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could put these notes together, and it's odd but so satisfying and great. This is an amazing scent. Next up is another designer release of this year. Such a staple, such a no-brainer fragrance, so intense, longevity protection on point. I mean, no guy could hate this fragrance. That's why I got it to recommend to you guys, and it's one of my favorite discoveries of this year. It's Valentino Born in Roma. Intense, and it is killer. If you want an everyday great performing fragrance that everybody will love, this is it. This has got everything. It's like a blue fragrance, but then you've got more fruitiness than you usually would get in a blue fragrance, but then it settles down to being like a true intense woody smoky fragrance for men. Really good. A super attractive DNA. I mean, you can't literally go wrong with this one. 10 out of 10. Let me know what is your number one discovery of this year, what fragrance you were like floored, because for sure we all need to discover new fragrances and find the best ones. So let me know in the comments. Next one for me, it is this one. Such a good freshie. Overdose from Oman Luxury. I mean, my husband is obsessed with this one. Half of the bottle is gone already. I mean, we've had it for, I don't know, maybe a few months, but we had a sample beforehand, and yeah, this is an obsession. Such a good freshie, really unique as well. This smells like ginger beer, but it's got more of this like dry woody effect as well. It's like a cross between oud wood and ginger beer, but still not that sweet, very dry woody. Such a refreshing scent, so good, long lasting as well. Love this one, super sexy to me. Next is a fragrance that I don't know why it was hidden from me, because it's magnificent and I'm so glad I discovered it, because I wanted to share it with you and I'm glad that I got to share it on this channel. It is Bohemian Infusion from Tamine. Killer fragrance. No, it's just, I'm speechless. Literally, I'm speechless. It's so good. And I do say in my videos that it is kind of Dior Sauvage Elixir vibes. If you love Sauvage Elixir, you'll love this. They're not dupes, but they've got a very similar vibe. And this has got more of that green bitterness. Such a classic manly scent, and it's so strong. It smells absolutely amazing in the air. There's something about this scent. It's so confident. Like, if I smelled a guy who smelled like this, I'd be like, he is so confident. Like, it's actually awe-inducing. It's one for the books. It's so good. I don't know why it doesn't, like, it's not on number one of the whole Tamine fragrance list, because it's so good. Next up is a fun one. This is a guilty pleasure sort of fragrance, and it's love it or hate it, I would say, and it's Basilica from Milano Fragranze. But I bet most of you would absolutely love it. If you've been watching this channel, if you like my taste in colognes, this is so good. Got a sample of it. I was like, game over. This is the first Milano Fragranze fragrance I want. It's bitter, it's incensey, it smells like basilica. It does smell like it, but it's also got like rosemary, those sort of really, really fragrant herbs in there that makes it so good. To me, this is an example of an unusual niche scent that is extremely sexy and mass appealing at the same time. Man, I've got too many fragrances sprayed now. I can't even smell it and I want to. And it's got the right amount of sweetness in here. One of the most unique fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. I adore it. My husband adores it as well. I'm so glad, because I would force him to wear it if he didn't. It's so sexy, but in an unusual way. So yes, maybe not 100% of people will like it, but I mean, if you're into fragrances, you want to attract people who love this sort of a scent. So win-win. You will deter some, but you will win some. Next up is a fragrance that also has stolen my heart. I have worked with this brand this year, but this is not sponsored. I still wanted to mention this fragrance because I love it. It's Illusion d'un Soir Extrait de Parfum from FOMO, and I'm telling you, I'm so surprised this is so affordable. This here in the UK is like £39 or 45, I don't remember exactly, but it's so affordable and the whole line is so great. But this is my favorite. It smells niche, okay? It's such a good smelling scent. This is Grand Soir from MFK, but a bit juicier, a bit fruitier, and a tiny bit sweeter as well, not as animalic. It's such a timeless, classy, posh, old money sort of a scent. If you like an ambery scent, you want to get yourself a deal, or maybe you want a cheaper alternative to something like Grand Soir, this is so good. Smells very niche, comes in niche packaging. I couldn't believe that because they told me like, oh yeah, it's £45, and I was like, excuse me, I thought this was like 100 and something pounds. I'm absolutely floored. They've managed somehow to put all of this, like the packaging, the fragrance itself, and sell it for this. I mean, yeah, so I'll link it for you. You can buy it in Canada, in the UK, and then in the US. So if you want to get a great fragrance for affordable, this is amazing. Next up is Past Presents from Rhodes. Why is it my favorite? I think because it's an instant love for me. It's a brand that I didn't know about, and I loved it. I discovered it. This is a very animalic sort of a scent. It's light, it's very calming. Think like Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme or YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. That sort of a vibe of a fragrance. Not a dupe though, but that vibe, and made a bit more animalic, a bit more like saddles on a horse, that sort of a scent. Really attractive, really sensual, I would say. And yeah, this is like a perfect date fragrance, perfect close encounter sort of a fragrance, and I love it because it's one that is hard to get. So you as a guy will smell unique if you choose to get a fragrance like this. Next discovery, my favorite one this year. Not my favorite, actually, they're all my favorites, so it's hard. It is Vanille Leather from BDK. I've got this bottle here to remind me to talk about the BDK fragrance. I don't own a bottle yet, but I have gone for a sample and I absolutely love this scent. Want to get it. It's one of those fragrances that from the name I thought I will not like, but I actually love it so much. It's not what you think. It's not heavy on the leather at all. Like, it's not a leather fragrance. It's more of this musky vanilla, woody vanilla, which is bright, airy, light. It's such an attractive fragrance. I love it. It's got a bit of iris in there as well. Such an interesting one. Lighter than many BDK fragrances, so I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like a more of a heavier, denser scent, but that one is one of my favorite discoveries this year as well, and I definitely want to get a bottle. Another one of my favorite discoveries this year. I don't know if I've talked about this one enough because it's more of a recent acquisition, because I discovered it years back, but then I kind of forgot about it, and then I kind of reacquainted myself and I was like, no, I have to get a bottle. And it is Absolute Aphrodisiac from Initio. I mean, I've got so many Initio fragrances at this point. It just goes to show how good they are. They are just easy. They're crowd pleasing but niche. They've got enough interest going on. They're usually very strong and very just mass appealing, attractive fragrances. They are just hitting the nail on its head, and this is another one of those. This is I would say an animalic vanilla fragrance. It's soft and pleasant. It's simple yet so delicious and attractive. And I would say if you are somebody who loves maybe mixing your fragrances, this one is a great one to do it with, because it is simple enough to be great for layering, but also on its own it's very sensual, seductive, and you can spray tons of it, and it's got this softness in the projection that you'll never smell like too much, even in like close proximity, but also like when somebody is further away, you'll be smelt with this one. Great one. It smells like the name, Absolute Aphrodisiac. It's truly an aphrodisiac sort of a response that your body has with this scent, and it's so good. Let me know what is your favorite, as I've said, discovery of this whole year. You really have to think about it though. You can't just give me like a response though. You really have to think about it. I'll link all of these fragrances and any samples I've got for them in the description of this video. And if I don't see you before the end of the year, I want to wish you a happy holiday season and a happy new year as well. Thank you so much. Like, I love this. I love our little community. I love testing fragrances, and I love the interactions I have with you, and hopefully you love the fragrances that you get out of watching my videos as well. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.